Greetings, fellow book lovers. I've but about 3/4 of an hour ago left work. As I said in my introduction video, I'm not in a library. I'm out in the countryside. Coffee, bit of cake in my bag. I'm taking you to a place that I right like. The bottom of this enormous pine tree, and we'll talk books and shit like that. Everything that I read last month. It's a bit boggy there. New books that I got, a book haul, because it was my birthday last month, which is July. It is now the 7th of August, so it's a booktube book month catch up. I think that's what everyone calls it. Just gonna meander up by this gorgeous little stream here. You can see it. Had a few blowdowns just there. Oh, it is a bit squelchy. Do you hear that? It feels like I'm gonna get my feet wet. Oh, easy badger. Go across these here logs, I think. Got my hands full. You'd only laugh if I fell in. I do know that. Because I would. Just a little further. And there's a whopper of a pine tree. I'm going to sit under there. Got a mat. Just really, I don't need to get home because my missus is at home, so the dogs are quite happy today. And just a bit further on by that little waterfall. Don't want to cut up too high because there's nettles further up. So they're alright. So this is the only day really that I can shoot out, make this vid, and talk to you lovers. So I'm going to stop it here until I get there. So here we are. There's the big boy. Biggest one here. It's a lovely little glade. There's a wall, stream. I'm going to park myself just there. Oh, that's a lovely camp spot just there. I'm going to park myself just... Actually, I might lean against that one there. Hey up, there's a sheep there, look, having a kip. So you can listen to me rant on about books as well. Well, I say he, it might not be an he. Can't see whether it's got a tallywhacker. Anyway, here we are. So, what I'll do is I'll just get me last month's reads out first. The sheep's still there, look. He's only about 6 foot away from me, so he can listen. Put you there. Cheers. So, what did I read? Month of July. It's a bit of a piss poor month actually. I only read 3 books. Woman in the Dunes by Kobo Abe. Penguin. Piece of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. Midges are about. Canticle for Leibowitz by Walter Miller Jr. I must say, the past June, July, I've not been impressed with the books that I've read. But I've stuck at them, and it's been a bit of a piss poor collection for me. The first one in July was Woman in the Dunes. Now, he's a brilliant writer. Don't give him, I'm not knocking him at all, but I've put a few things about it. I mean, for one, it's about a bloke. He's after flies. So he goes to this seaside town at this beach, and he wanders along the beach. Midges are quite bad actually, and obviously because he's a bit of a naturalist, he time gets carried away with him, and he realises he's going to have to keep on beach. But there's this little village up the thing. I do give spoilers, but it's nothing that's not on the back. But if there's a village, why would you keep in a sand hole in the middle on the beach, a deep one, 60 foot deep, with an house at the bottom? Anyone with any sense, just let me get my jacket. Not that it's cold, just midgy. Anyone with any sense would say, no, I'm not stopping in that hole, mate, where I can't get out, apart from that ladder. I'll come and stop in, there's a wagtail over there in the stream. Or I'll come over here, mate, have some of these midges. And, yeah, it would go and stop there when there's a village up road. You'd say, no thanks, pal, I'm keeping in village. And it'd save the whole thing of him getting stuck in this hole for the rest of his days. I'm going to do this as I'm walking because these midges are shocking here. Wow, they're rare bad. There was none of them last time I come here. I'll get back on the path. Let's not fall in, had I? So you don't get this if I was in the library, would you? You wouldn't have any of this. YouTuber in drink. I'll just keep walking up here a bit. Whoa. Sheep's still there, he don't mind. So yeah, but woman in dunes, there's a woman in the bottom of the hole. And they sell the sand to a cement company. But it was all a bit far-fetched for me. I thought, let me take this fleece off now. So yeah, it was just a bit far-fetched for me, I thought. But anyway, you sometimes see woodpeckers up here. Second book I read, Wendell Berry. I'm into my poetry. I don't mind a bit of poetry. I generally read Chinese and Japanese translations of poetry. Really like them. I've read some American, you know, Walt Whitman. Who's that other geezer? That path that crosses in wood. Anyway, him, another famous American, and I do actually like some of his stuff, but I tend to like Chinese, Japanese translations first, mountain poetry, because obviously I'm a climber, hill walker, and I have been since a little kid, so I can, you know, relate to that. So Wendell Berry, I don't know a lot about him. I have got another one of his books. It's one of his like famous books on shunning the modern world. I know he's he was a farmer. I think he's dead now. Where he's dead. That's that copse of trees anyway. And some of them, I like sections of them. I like lines. Not many actual poems did I particularly like. I didn't dislike them, but I did, you know, they didn't stir anything particularly startling within me. Nothing that I'd really think about. So yeah, that was another letdown, Wendell Berry. Third book, I should have known. Canticle for Leibowitz. When you have to, I'm not religious. When I was brought up, it was not in a particularly religious family. We went to church on midnight mass on Christmas Eve. Apart from that, weddings, funerals. But a couple of the other YouTubers I follow really rate this book. So I thought, you know, I'll give it a go. Dystopian, end of world thing. I'll give it a go. First, when you have to look up what a canticle is, I should have known. I don't speak Latin or read Latin. I don't speak Greek or read Greek. And I don't read or speak Hebrew. I should have looked. Because in every chapter, large sections of this, sections are in Latin or Hebrew or fucking Greek. So I had to stop. Sit on this boulder, there's a bit of a breeze here. I had to stop, go on the internet, find the translations, which I did. I wrote them all in the bottom of the page where the paragraph chapters were, and I printed them off. And I look. This is coffee's pissing all down my leg here. Not very well done this, but you know, some of them are absolute and then there might be 1-2 words in Latin in the next one. So at the start of every chapter I had to fucking write in pencil what the Latin phrases were, because you've got to know what they are, else you're going to miss most of what the book's about, you know, where there's a lot of religion in it. So that was a bit of a pisser for me. I liked the first little story. That was good. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, because you might like that. The second story was a bit wishy-washy, to be true. And the third story was alright. They all very tenuously linked together. So that was another, to be honest, another bit of a letdown. So July, that's why I've only read 3 very short books. Let me unpack here because I'm out of my pile here, look. This is alright. So last month, I've only read 3. But there was hard work. I must admit there was hard work. And I didn't particularly... Normally I don't have to force myself in an evening to read. I read quite slow, so, you know, that was a bit of a pain. But I carried on. But book haul now, because it was my birthday, I have got an absolute whopper. A right haul. For me, I might only get 1 or 2 books a month. You know, if I read 4 books, I try and get, because I've got a pile upstairs in loft, in the attic, because I live in a bungalow, you see. Let me just put that there. A minute. Look at sky. So, yeah. What do you get a bloke who's fucking 58 for his birthday that he can't buy anywhere? Books. First one, The Broken Sword by Paul Anderson. Science fiction. I do like these Masterworks ones. Sword and sorcery book. I don't know a great deal about it. I like to go in my books blind, but I hear it's very good. That's one. Now, there's another bloke that I follow on YouTube. He's a reverend, he's a professor of English, he's a poet, quite famous in England anyway. He's called Malcolm Jeet, does loads of poetry books, Arthurian legends and everything like that. If you've not seen any of his videos and you're into fantasy, Tolkien, Lewis, others, watch him, because I was quite surprised, and I really like him. So on his recommendation, I have bought Fantasies by George MacDonald, which I'm going to read, and I've also got The Complete Fairy Tales by George MacDonald. Both of these I'm really looking forward to reading, because he was an inspiration to Lewis, C.S. Lewis. Dragonfly just flew over there. Tolkien, loads of others. He was a reverend, I think, a minister or something like that, but he wrote a lot of fantasy books. So, that's number 2. I'm going to read Fantastasies first and crack on to that. That's them 2. There's poetry. I've gone back and I've waited for this to be in print for about a year when it was first talked about by a company in North America, Copper Canyon. It used to be called Copper Canyon Press. I think it might still be, but they've altered the emblem, and it's called The Silk Dragon 2 by Arthur Zhu. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. S-Z-E. And it's a translation of Chinese poetry, obviously. Now, what I do like is when it's a National Book Award winning poet, Arthur Zhu, presents a sophisticated anthology that traces the Chinese poetic tradition from 400 CA to the present day. Excellent. I do like when they put the original Chinese or Japanese in, and then they, on the next page, they have their translation. This geezer's not done that, but I've heard good things, can only be good. That's a bit, here we go, or something like that. Next, as I say, it's a whopper of a book, all this, for me. Roger Zelazny, Road Marks. Another book that's been recommended. Masterworks, science fiction masterworks. Not read any Zelazny. So that, I'm going blind as well, expecting good things. Now this next one. It's meant to be a bit of a cult classic. Beyond Redemption by Michael R. Fletcher. I am hoping this is a good book. A lot of the people that I follow have said this is a good book, and it's very highly regarded. So who knows? Hopefully it is. And I can't wait for that. The other book that I've got, I've not brought it out because it's 980 pages. What? It's like a doorstep. Is short story collect 100 short stories from oh come on, Ray Bradbury. Jesus, pulled that out of the ground, didn't I? Flipping heck, no, like making it hard for this end, Nige. But it's the number one. There's 2 books. First one's got 100 short stories in. Now, I read it when I was about 17, but I got rid of my copy. And I've always wanted it. So, for my birthday, my missus has bought it for me. And lo and behold, I'm going to love rereading them short stories. I ain't read book number 2, so I'm looking forward to that. I ain't got that one yet, but I will be getting it. And that's it. I think that's it. We're just about over and out here, aren't we? As I say, we're not in a library. We're in Derbyshire, in the Peak District. It's a gorgeous day. I've left work. I see dead people every day because I work in the mortuary. And this is utterly gorgeous. So, until next month, or I might do one in the middle of the month, I don't know, see how I feel. Until we meet again, enjoy reading. Don't race through your books. Don't rush them, because no one wants to be rushing. Enjoy what you're reading. Take your time. If you want to write in them, write in them. If you want to draw in them. Just enjoy it. It's your book. Obviously, don't write in library books and books you buy to borrow off people. But, so I'm going to pack my pile of books up there, walk back to the van and go home. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, because I know where you live, you fat bloke on your sofa. Enjoy yourself.